Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Hannah and I'm currently renovating my downstairs bathroom in my 1800s farmhouse in Vermont. I already have one episode live of this series, and so I'll link that here so you can go back and watch it. Now basically we're on to like the pretty stages, and today I'm actually going to start painting. And then also, if you want to get caught up, I also just last month finished my main bedroom makeover. That's also on my channel, but I'll link it here so you can check that out. So yeah, like I said, today I'm going to start painting. I'm going to start with all of the woodwork, which I'm going to be painting in Masquerade-Mid by the Little Greene Paint Company. This is the same paint color that I used on the trim and the door in the mudroom. And I did a makeover on that last year, which I didn't really document on YouTube, but anyways, so when I did that project, I used this same paint, and it was enough to do like all the trim, the window, and the door in this court. And there's probably like half left. So there's a bit more trim in here, but I think there might be enough in here to do the whole room. This paint is amazing. I love the Little Greene Paint Company. They have like specialize in like eco paint and very low or / no VOC paint, and I just love the coverage that it gives too. It's definitely like a premium paint. It's pretty expensive, but to me it's worth it to pay the extra price to have like a environmentally friendly and paint that delivers really high coverage and just makes it simpler. So I also use Silent White Deep in the bedroom upstairs. So I like that I'm going to be carrying this color like throughout the house. They have essentially 3 different Silent Whites. They have Silent White Light, Mid, and Deep. And that just lets you kind of like choose the value of the paint. So this is a slightly deeper than the light one, but slightly lighter than the slightly deeper than the light one and slightly lighter than the deep one. So anyway, so I think it's gonna look really good with the pink that I chose for the walls. And again, if you want to go back and watch, I did a whole video on like the design of this bathroom, so you can go back and watch that and see like where I'm going with this. But the walls are gonna be pink, and then I think I'm just gonna use this. So I'm gonna start painting, and got a lot of painting to do, so I'm gonna get started. few days now. I started painting on Thursday, and now it's Saturday. I essentially got 2 coats on the wall on Thursday, and then yesterday we started doing the trim, and then this morning we were just finishing up the trim. So it's essentially done being painted now. Probably gonna have to go back and do a few touch-ups, but it's looking really good. I'll show you around in just a second. And I started painting the base of the tub as well. That has 2 coats on it, so probably gonna transition now because we're gonna start wallpapering the ceiling. So I'll come back to the tub tomorrow and do another coat. But that's also looking really good. I'm really happy with it. I did have like a brief moment of a slight panic because the color was coming out looking much darker than I had envisioned. And I think that was because the trim hadn't been painted yet. So the trim was like the wood tone color, so it was kind of reflecting off onto the paint a little bit. But now the trim is painted and it looks exactly what I pictured it looking like. So that's great. And then the other thing we did today is Harrison started reinstalling the faucets on the sink. But because they're kind of, vintage, they're not the easiest thing to install because we're using like modern plumbing pieces to install the vintage pieces, and it doesn't exactly fit together super well, so we're just trying to make that work, but we're putting a pause on that for now. We'll come back to it. But like I said, we're going to start wallpapering the ceiling. Here's the wallpaper that we're going to be using. This is the Sandberg Wallpaper Solliden burgundy color, so it has the kind of like reddish flowers on it, which matches the color of the tub really well. And I've never wallpapered before, and I don't know if it's like a good thing to start with a ceiling or a bad thing to start with a ceiling, but the ceiling is small and there's really not much in the way, so I'm feeling pretty confident about doing this. And I know that this wallpaper is pretty forgiving and you have time to work with it and perfect it, so I'm feeling okay. But we'll see how it goes. And yeah, so let me show you what the bathroom's looking like, and then I'm gonna get started with the wallpaper. It looks completely different in here. I'm kind of amazed that this room looks so different. I was telling Harrison how it just feels like there's more depth in this room. Like you're seeing things layered in front of each other and they all have their own depth to them, and it just feels more balanced, I guess, with the color. And I think before it just felt really flat. I don't know if this is making sense, but and today is a really good day to look at the paint color because it's been rainy and cloudy all day. So it looks a lot darker than it is, but really loving it. And you can kind of see like, maybe in some of the clips you can see like the pink before I painted the trim did have like a slight bluey tinge to it, like more of a cool tone tinge to it, which I didn't love. But now that it has the silent white mid on the window trim and on the baseboards, it's looking really good and definitely a little bit warmer. And I love the way the sconces look against this pink color as well. They're really pretty. I do have to order more of the paint. We ran out of it for the door. So I'll get that ordered and then we can work on the door next week. But yeah, really happy with it. I don't think I've showed this yet, but this is a cabinet that we have up here that is, we also have one on the other side of this. Basically our fridge is in here. And so we painted that and the same color, and I think it looks really good. This cabinet won't stay here long term because we're gonna get a new fridge eventually, and that cabinet will have to be taken out, but for now it looks really good. There's also a vent down there for where the fridge is, and I want to get a different vent. The old one was just kind of like, it was actually held in there with tacks, so red tacks, so it looked kind of weird, but I think we can do better with a better vent down there. So anyways, gonna get started wallpapering now. it's Monday today, and we're gonna put the beam up today, the beams up, plural, up today, and then hopefully I'll get this video edited and up for you tomorrow. But we think this is actually gonna be a pretty simple project to do. We have the beam here in our living room. It's 16 feet long, so we are doing this inside because we would normally cut outside, but it's kind of drizzly, rainy right now, and we also just like it's 16 feet of beam, so it's gonna be hard to cut anywhere else because of the length. So we're gonna, basically what we need to do is cut blocking for inside the beam, and so we're gonna do that with just a 2x4. So we'll cut those pieces down and make sure that they fit inside of the beam. The beam is basically like a U shape and the center is hollow, so you put the blocking in and then the beam sits up against the blocking on the ceiling. So that's kind of like the main idea. So we need to cut the blocking, and we'll make sure that fits nicely, and then we're gonna put the blocking on the ceiling with some nails, some framing nails, and then this will need to be cut, and then we attach it with screws and construction adhesive, and that's basically it. So we're just gonna get started on that now, and we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna leave you here for now. I hope you enjoyed this episode and enjoyed seeing kind of the bathroom truly evolve into more of a final form. Next week, well, this week, what you'll see next week is we're gonna do the plumbing fixtures on the tub, finalize the plumbing fixtures on the sink, and then we're gonna move on to kind of like the soft furnishings. We'll do make the blind for the window, make the sink skirt, and DIY the lampshades as well. And then from there, I'll work on kind of like the decorating, hanging the art, and putting on the rug, and doing all those little extra things at the end. Oh, and doing replacing the toilet seat and the new flusher for the toilet seat as well. So lots to come still, but again, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, make sure to like and comment, let me know what you think, and also subscribe if you aren't already. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week.